When we came home in the fall of 2008, the United States was in the middle of an economic crisis. We didn't know what to expect as far as how this might affect support for Africa. And to be honest, I was concerned that we may be in store for a major cutback. But God has other plans, rapid growth and great strides forward. And I can tell you that 2009 has been our biggest year to date in giving, resources, support, and help. We've been truly amazed. Let me show you. We took a giant leap of faith after the first of the year and started building the foundation for a new and very large dining hall with a kitchen. The total project is projected to cost about $90,000. The first two phases would be $45,000, and we had $10,000. We felt that God said to start the building and the money would follow. Well, today we've just completed phases 1 and 2, which is the foundation, the structure, and the roof, and it's paid for. A giant leap forward. And we believe when we start the last two phases that God will supply for it as well. We had our largest conference to date in March with 1,250 leaders, and it caused us to catch a glimpse of the future and what kind of an impact that we'll have when the normal conference is 1,500 to 2,000 leaders. We also realized again just how much we need the other dormitory building, and especially the kitchen and the dining hall. The roof of the new building was on just in time for us to serve meals to 600 youth who came for our first ever 5-day youth conference. We turned CMM into a sports complex, a concert venue, a light show extravaganza, and youth came from all over. In fact, we were full 3 weeks before the conference and had to turn so many away, but so many lives were changed forever. In addition to the youth conference, we had 2 leadership conferences for pastors and another wonderful marriage conference where 96 couples, we saw their lives change right before our eyes. Many of the marriages were healed, vows renewed, families changed. We then had 10 regional meetings throughout Kenya and one in Tanzania, with one of the largest meetings being held in downtown Nairobi, where over 700 leaders came for the day for teaching and training. We were able to send a 40-foot container this year with over 19,000 Bibles, books, study materials, along with thousands of cassette tapes, CDs, over 80 computers, a large generator, musical instruments, so much more. We had to even leave some things here. We had so many blessings. All of these resources allowed us to open up a pastor's resource center in Nairobi. We found a venue, built desks, brought in the computers. Then on August the 12th, we cut the ribbon and opened it. It's open Monday through Friday, and it's been nonstop action ever since. Pastors can come each day for a very small fee and study using Bible software. I tell you, the pastors in that area, they feel like God has smiled on them. Then God gave me an idea earlier this year to help you visualize how the process works and the difference it makes. A friend, Mark Pennington, told me that he had a computer in his study and that he wanted to donate it. I asked him if we could video his giving of the computer from his home. So we went to his home, taped a red ribbon on the monitor, and then tracked the journey of his computer to its final destination. After it left his house, it went to the warehouse where it was prepared for shipping. Then it was loaded into the container, then unloaded when it arrived in Africa at CMM. From there, it was taken to the Pastor's Resource Center, where a pastor was trained on how to use it with the software. After that, it was given to a pastor who took it to his study. Then we went to the pastor's home and asked him to show us the computer and to tell us how it was helping him. That's how it's done. You give the resource, we load it into the container. You give the money to ship the container, we set it up, train a pastor, and then give it to him. Then he uses it to increase his knowledge and ability to lead, so the kingdom of God advances. Then we all watch this video and shout. In addition to opening the Resource Center, we launched the School of Leadership Development. This is a 16-module with 6 to 8 lessons per module, taught on CD with a workbook that gives a pastor systematic Bible teaching put together by Nations Training Institute. To complete the course, it'll take a pastor about 3 to 4 years, at which time when he graduates, he will receive a diploma. We've already opened up several of these schools around the country with numerous pastors asking us to bring it to their area. Everything we've done this year is because of the help that God has brought alongside of us. We have had the largest number of people coming over to help us in 2009 than any other year. Over 80 of you. This also included 5 interns that served in various capacities for various periods of time. And after recalling all of this, I feel tired, but what a year. We've been able to accomplish more and expand the ministry because of your increased provisions of resources, support, help, and giving, and increased networking that is taking place. We're planning to finish the final 2 phases of the kitchen and dining hall. We are hoping to start the next phase after the first of the year. Then we'll be sending another 40-foot container in January. We have conferences planned, regional meetings, all the usual, with one big exception for 2010. In June, we're preparing for a gathering of several thousand leaders to Nairobi for what we're calling the East Africa Leadership Summit. It'll be the first one of its kind in a gathering of church leaders for the purpose of unity and direction for the church. It'll also lay the groundwork for the church to be a guiding influence in the 2012 presidential elections, as well as to call the church to a new level of effective leadership. It'll also provide a platform to make a statement to the nation. So 2010 will be more of the same, except multiplied. Well, thank you so much for your investment in what God is doing in Africa. Many of the pastors ask me to convey their love to you, and most have the same prayer for you, and that is that God will enlarge the borders of your tent. Will you help us make another giant leap in 2010 to advance the kingdom of God in Africa?